bigger than DAPL, bigger than Keystone. I know for you, this is not a surprise because you're an environmental activist. You've worked in the environmental causes. But to people who are just tuning in now, who are just learning about the environmental struggle, to me, how I read what he did today, particularly what he said, is I'm going to try to put through every damn pipeline in this country, and we're not going to look too close into whether it's going to hurt the environment. Did he kind of declare war on Mother Earth? Because that's what it looked like to me.
The combination, Jordan, of the America First Energy Plan, which was put up on WhiteHouse.gov, while all language pertaining to climate change was taken down from the website. In conjunction with these executive actions, I would have to say that Donald Trump is basically on a crash course to try to extract every source of fossil fuels in this country that is available. Look out for offshore drilling. Donald Trump has not only declared war on our natural resources, but on science, and science that's telling us we have to keep 80% of remaining fossil fuels in the ground to prevent a 2.0 degrees Celsius increase in global temperature. And I don't need to tell you or anyone else who's versed in it that if we hit that threshold, and it looks like we're going to hit that threshold anyway, unless we take vast steps, there's just going to be cataclysmic. It's just the consequences, are going to be things that we really can't understand. We're already seeing amazing weather patterns. 2016, hottest year on record, which beat 2015 and 2014, the previous years to have that record. So, and in terms of like what we do about it, we're seeing some amazing actions all across the country. We saw an amazing women-led resistance this weekend. We have to build off of that. We have to understand that we have to move past getting petitions signed and pomp and circumstance rallies, that there are real, we have tried to go the route of the administrative route, of the petition route. Harriet Tubman was in the same predicament. Dred Scott was told that he was not equal to white people, and Harriet Tubman took matters into her own hands and created, established the Underground Railroad with Quaker activists. That same fervor has to be applied when it comes to fossil fuel infrastructure. I appreciate all the groups that call on people to call their senators, and I think that's great. But we can't depend on the Democratic Party. We know that already. Even people that we were depending on to maybe be liberal champions, like Cory Booker, goes against Bernie Sanders' prescription drug amendment. And then today we learned that Liz Warren, who's not even in a position to be challenged, right? Her seat is safe. It announced that she's going to support Ben Carson as HUD secretary. And Sherrod Brown, who's also supposed to be this liberal lion, also announced that he is going to support Ben Carson. So we can't depend on senators and calling senators. This is on us. We've done it before. We stopped KXL before. We stopped DAPL before to an extent. And it just means we're going to have to increase our efforts. This is basically a call for a climate revolution, as Josh Fox and Shailene Woodley and so many other frontline communities of color are saying. This is basically a call for revolution. Don't tread on us. There really is no gray area here, Jordan. Like, you're either with us or you're against us, because we're on the brink, man. We are really on the brink. We are out of time to address the curbing of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases into our atmosphere, and Donald Trump is just ignoring that. So we have to do what we have to do.
And the last thing I want to make a point. It's not really a question, but I'll just say it. As much as we have to focus on Trump because he is the president and he is the figurehead now trying to ram this extreme stuff through, let's not forget the corporate Democrats here, because Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, all the people who put out platitudes about the environment, who are now sending out fundraising emails as we speak because of Donald Trump's orders today. They didn't lift a finger when it mattered the most. And all you got to do, go to opensecrets.org and check industries who donate to these people. You'll see they take a lot of money from oil and gas industry.
Right, and to that point, Jordan, I totally agree with you on the call for progressive introspection. It's the politicians. We also have to look out for the nonprofit industrial complex, the bigger historically white-led environmental groups, some of them who we know have taken $25 million from the frack gas industry, some of them who, without any hesitation, endorsed a lot of these corporate candidates that you're talking about. These big green groups just fell in line and endorsed Hillary Clinton, despite the fact that she got more fossil fuel money than Donald Trump did, by the way, endorsing candidates who support fracking in Pennsylvania and whatnot. So, I mean, this has got to be a grassroots resistance to all the people who are listening to your show. I'm not trying to start a green civil war, but think twice and do your research of who you're giving your money to. Because if you really, really want to see that money being put to work, you will be giving it to frontline communities who are really on the ground in the trenches fighting for their collective lives and not just showing up when it's convenient to take pictures, to put in their newsletters to try to raise money. Be careful of any big green organization that is sending you upwards of 4 emails a day asking you for money to stop Trump, but not giving you any indication of how they're actually going to do that. That's how it has to be.